Hi guys, and welcome back to week 4 of training with Nikki. On today's topic, I want us to talk about the emotional stress that goes hand in hand with trying to find employment. As we all know, finding employment is a stressful situation on its own. So today, let's just talk about what you can do whilst you're sitting at home seeking employment. What can you do in order to make sure that you are mentally strong for that interview? So stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing some tips with you. Okay, so let's get right into it. You know, if you have been following the training, which we ran a 4-week training, on the very first week of the training, we spoke about PNET and how you can get yourself onto PNET. Then we spoke about Indeed. And then last week of the training, we spoke about LinkedIn and how you can connect with hiring managers that are on LinkedIn. So if you missed any of those episodes, what I'm going to do is I will be leaving links throughout the video so that you can go back and you can familiarize yourself with what we have discussed so far. Okay. If you have been following the training, then big ups to you. Well done. And I hope that you have gone and implemented what we have already discussed. Okay. So we made mention of online branding and building your online branding and making sure that that online branding is strong out there. That is why I have been emphasizing about having a LinkedIn profile, making sure that it's updated and putting yourself on all these job sites. I only made mention of a few job sites, but there is more job sites that you can go and create that online branding, of which I will be leaving some links down below so that you can go and you can and create that online branding for yourself and start applying for jobs. Okay. Today, I want us to talk about the emotional stress that goes hand in hand with finding employment. As we all know, if you are used to being employed and now all of a sudden maybe your contract has come to an end, or maybe because of the COVID-19, you were one of the unfortunate ones that were retrenched. So this topic, today's topic, is across the board, and I think on my videos I make a lot of emphasis towards first-time employment seekers and graduates, but today I wanted to just speak to everybody across the board and just address everybody across the board because I think this topic applies to everyone. So if you were one of the unfortunate ones that are now sitting at home, that is just a stress on its own because there's bills that needs to be paid. So what I would do if I was in your situation. Number one, it is extremely important to keep a positive mindset. What you need to understand is you might be going through a dark period in your life right now, but darkness never lasts forever. So at some point, this period is gonna come to an end, and you just need to keep a positive mindset, because if you allow your mind to be consumed by everything that is happening around you and all the negativity that is happening around you, it is going to be difficult for you to see any positivity. And there is positivity in this world. Okay, not only that, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay focused in what you need to achieve, which is finding employment. So try and clear your mind and keep a positive mindset. So that would be tip number one. Secondly, what I would do is I would start exercising. I would start joining a gym, start running, join a club, So I would just try and exercise and stay fit. Because once you are physically fit, and that can play a big part on your confidence level. That can also play a big part on mentally, because if you are exercising, it's not only good for your body, but it's also good for your mental side. So start exercising. That would be tip number 2. Tip number 3, I would say, if you are somebody that meditates, I am somebody that meditates. So if I was in a situation where I'm seeking employment, I would start meditating, I would start praying, and I will start speaking what I want into the universe. Because what I believe is, once you speak something into the universe, it just happens. So, and also you need to be very careful what you speak. Watch your words. What are you saying? What affirmations are you giving to? Are you saying to yourself on a daily basis? Because your words, what comes out, if you speak negativity, it's gonna come and play into your emotions. So try and watch out. What is it that you are saying, and what is it that you are speaking out there in the universe? So proclaim it to the universe. Tell the universe what you want and meditate and pray about it, because like I said earlier in the video, this period is not going to be forever. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So that is what I wanted to just touch base on the emotional side. Also, what I would do last week when we spoke about the video and connecting with key decision makers, you know, a lot of people, or maybe you are also one of them, where you are applying online, you sending your CVs online, you constantly sending your CVs out to PNet, you know, Careers, Careerjunction. There's many of them. We can name them. That is all good. Keep on doing that, but try and go the extra mile. I did a video on what you can do last week. I'm going to leave a link somewhere here or somewhere here where you can go and watch that video and start building a network of people where you can connect with key decision makers. Start connecting with recruiters, because what happens is when you send your CV on all these job portals, and I never said stop doing that, but I want you to understand the theory behind it. So when you send your CV on all, or you apply on all these job portals, if you are late on that for that job, chances are your CV is gonna sit right at the bottom of everybody else's CV that applied on time. So what we as recruiters, we swift through the top ones, and we find what we're looking for with the few CVs that are on top, and we do not get to the bottom CVs. So that is why it is important for you to apply, but still go and connect online with key decision makers, just in case you have missed that job, or you are late applying for that job, and that job is sometimes it's even closed. Because when I post a position, doesn't matter where I post it, I can guarantee you that within 24 hours that position is closed. And I'm sure a lot of other recruiters may be experiencing the same thing, because due to what has happened to the country with COVID-19, we are now sitting with a lot of skill on the market. So as much as it was difficult back then to find employment, it's even worse right now, because there's an influx of people that are urgently and desperately looking for employment. Okay, so do that, apply online, but also go and connect with key decision makers. I've spoken about this, and I said, before you start connecting with key decision makers, please make sure that you're not spamming people with the exact same CV, because nobody wants to. It makes you look bad. And our industry is small. You know, recruiters know each other. So if you're going to be spamming people, you're just not giving yourself a good name. So Customize your CV. I spoke about CV customization a couple of weeks ago. I'll find that video. I'll leave a link so that you can go and do a refresher on that, or learn how to customize your CV. So before you start connecting, before you start sending your CV to decision makers, please send customized CVs. Take the job description, match it to your CV, and then you start sending your CVs to hiring managers on LinkedIn. Okay, do not spam people with the exact same CV. That's also what you want to do. Also, this is a good time for you to start thinking of what type of position you're looking for. You know, at times we find ourselves in situations where we're so desperate for work and we just, we grab any opportunity that comes our way. And sometimes that opportunity is probably not meant for you. And what will happen is that a few months down the line, you're going to find yourself in a very unhappy situation because you are in the wrong company that does not suit your culture. So be picky with the type of jobs that you accept in your career. Be picky with the type of companies that you want to work for, because what you do not want to do is to accept a position and then 6 months down the line, accept a position because of your current situation, but 6 months down the line, you're going to leave that employer, which is not fair on the employer, which is also not fair on yourself and on your CV, because you're not doing any justice for yourself. You're making yourself look like a job hunter, so a job hopper, sorry. So you do not want to be jumping or hopping around companies. You want to find the company that you really want to work for, and you want to stay within that business, and you want to build a future for yourself and help your employer grow the business. So that is what you want to do. So use this time to think about what position is it that you want? What type of companies do you want to work for? And then once you have that clear vision or that clear direction, go after those companies. Start connecting with those people. Start connecting with those decision makers. And because now you've got a clear direction and a clear vision of what type of position you want and what type of company you want, then you can start going after those companies. Okay, what I've seen in my career. And it is an error that we make as human beings when we find ourselves in desperate situations. I've seen candidates coming to an interview and you ask them, what type of position are you looking for? Some of the candidates, they would say, any position, I can do anything. Honey, you cannot do anything. So please be clear of what your vision is. When you give an answer like that, number one, you're selling yourself short. Number two, you telling me that there is no clear direction in your life. In actual fact, you don't know what you want in your life because there's no vision, there's no direction, you just want anything. That is not an answer that you can give to a recruiter. So be clear of what type of position you want to go into. Be clear of what the responsibilities of those roles may be. So what you can do is you can go and Google the type of company, the type of position that you want, and see what the requirements or the responsibilities that come with this position, so that by the time that you are called for that interview, you know exactly what type of position you're going in for, and you know exactly what your responsibilities for the roles are going to be. So there's no way that you can not make the interview if you are so clear and direct in terms of what is it that you want. Okay, so that is what you can also do. And lastly, guys, what I want to say is, again, and I'm going to emphasize on this, this is a period that you're going through. This period is going to last. Is not going to last, sorry. So this period is not going to last. Eventually, this period is going to come to an end. So take this time, use this time to work on yourself. Use this time to be to Google some basic interview questions role play with your family members, prepare yourself for that interview because you have spoken the interview into existence. So now wait for it to be actioned. And while you're waiting, you want to start preparing interview questions, basic interview questions that you might possibly be asked in the interview. For instance, they might ask you, what do you know about the company? What do you know about the position? Tell us a little bit more about yourself. What makes you the best person for this position? So these are the basic interview questions that you can start preparing right now. Stand in front of the mirror and just role play on how you would answer such questions. Because if you are not prepared, by the time you get to the interview, because you need to remember that you only have one chance, and if you're not prepared for that interview and you tell yourself that you're just gonna wing it and you go for the interview, you're going to fail dismally. You know, in my previous positions when I was still a job seeker, I used to wing it all the time. And I used to fail all the time. So please, an interview is not something that you can wing it. An interview is something that you need to take seriously, you need to research, you need to prepare for. So use this time to prepare for that interview, because now you've got the time to do it. Once you start working, you're not going to have time for all of this. Take time and go to the beach, go sit at the park, read a book. You know, use this time to do what you want to do, but feed your soul with positivity. Because if you have a positive mindset, you can think clear. Okay, so that is all for today, guys. Next week, I'm going to see you all next week. I hope to see you all next week. And if you are interested in getting some CV templates or getting started, or if you're interested in working with me on a one-on-one basis, I will leave my details at the description box. Contact me, make contact with me. Or if you need free CV templates, I'll send that to you. But if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, let me coach you, let me help you, I'm willing to do that. And I will leave all the details down on the description box. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you and take care.